Hello, second grade. Another installment of Flora and Ulysses. Chapter 26, Spies Don't Cry. Flora's father was a careful driver. He kept his left hand at 10 o'clock on the steering wheel and his right hand at 2 o'clock. He never took his eyes off the road. He did not go fast. Speed, her father often said, that's what'll kill you. That and taking your eyes off the road. Never, ever take your eyes off the road. Pop, Flora said, I need to talk to you. Okay, said her father. He kept his eyes on the road. About what? That sack and the shovel. What sack? Said her father. What shovel? It occurred to Flora that her father would make an excellent spy. He never really answered questions. Instead, when he asked a question, he simply responded with a nifty sidestep or a question of his own. For instance, when her parents were getting their divorce, Flora had a conversation with her father that went something like this. Flora, are you and Mom getting divorced? Flora's father, who says we're getting divorced? Flora, Mom. Flora's father, is that what she said? Flora, that's what she said. Flora's father, I wonder why she said that. And then he started to cry. Spies probably didn't cry, but still. There's a sack and a shovel in the trunk of that car, Pop, said Flora. Is there? I saw you put them in there. It's true. I did put a sack and a shovel in the trunk of the car. The criminal element said it was a good idea to engage in relentless, open-ended questioning. If you question with enough ferocity, people are sometimes surprised into answering questions that they do not intend to answer. When in doubt, question. Question more. Question faster. Why? Said Flora. I intend to dig a hole. For what? I think a thing that I'm going to bury. What thing are you going to bury? A sack. Why are you burying a sack? Because your mother asked me to. Why did she ask you to bury a sack? Her father tapped his fingers on the steering wheel. He stared straight ahead. Why did she ask me to bury a sack? Why did she ask me to bury a sack? That's a good one. Hey, I know. Do you want to get something to eat? What? Said Flora. How about some lunch? Oh, for the love of Pete, said Flora. Or some breakfast. How about we stop and eat a meal? Any meal. Maybe lunch. Flora sighed. The criminal element advised stalling, delaying, and obfuscation of every possible sort when it came to dealing with a criminal. Her father wasn't a criminal, not exactly, but he had been enlisted in the service of villainy. Basically, he was in cahoots with an arch nemesis. So maybe it would be good to stall, to delay the inevitable showdown by going into a restaurant. Besides, the squirrel was hungry, and he would need to be strong for the battle ahead. Okay, said Flora. Yeah, sure. Let's eat. Chapter 27. The world in all its smelly glory. Okay, sure. Let's eat. What wonderful words those are, thought Ulysses. Let's eat. Talk about poetry. The squirrel was happy. He was happy because he was with Flora. He was happy because he had the words from Tootie's poem flowing through his head and heart. He was happy because he was going to be fed soon. And he was happy because he was, well, just happy. He climbed out of the shoebox and put his front paws on the door and his nose out the open window. He was a squirrel riding in a car on a summer day with someone he loved. His whiskers and nose were in the breeze, and there were so many smells. Overflowing trash cans, just cut grass, sun-warmed patches of pavement, the loamy richness of dirt. Earthworms. Loamy smelling too, often difficult to distinguish from the smell of dirt. Dog, more dog, dog again, Oh, dogs. Small dogs, large dogs, foolish dogs. The torturing of dogs was the one reliable pleasure of a squirrel's existence. The tang of fertilizer, a faint whiff of birdseed, something baking, the hidden hint of nuttiness, pecan, acorn, the small, apologetic, don't mind me odor of mouse, and the ruthless stench of cat. Cats were terrible. Cats were never to be trusted. Never. The world in all its smelly glory, in all its treachery and joy and nuttiness, washed over Ulysses, ran through him, filled him. He could smell everything. He could even smell the blue of the sky. He wanted to capture it. He wanted to write it down. He wanted to tell Flora. He turned and looked at her. "Keep your eyes open for malfeasance," she said to him. Ulysses nodded. The words from Tootie's poem sounded in his head. "Flare up like a flame." Yes, he thought, that's what I'll do. I'll flare up like a flame, and I'll write it all down. That's our installment for today, my dears. I will see you tomorrow for more Flora and Ulysses.